Okay, picture this. What if your birth, your very first moment, came with a curse? A prophecy foretelling destruction, basically shaping your whole identity before you even learn to talk.
Oof, yeah, that's a heavy start.
Right. And then what if the only person who could maybe save you is someone you absolutely despise or, love to despise? A mortal caught up in all this fey intrigue and ancient magic.
It really sets the stage.
It absolutely does. That's the electrifying premise we're diving into today. We are dissecting Holly Black's fantastic conclusion to the Folk of the Air series, The Queen of Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission here is really to pull out the most potent insights from this story. This is a tale of a mortal girl trying to navigate a super treacherous fairy court.
Yeah, a court where these ancient prophecies are clashing with, whoa, really surprising betrayal.
And maybe the most unlikely love story ever.
It's a truly rich tapestry, isn't it? Power, prophecy, personal transformation. Our sources really lay it all out for us.
They do.
We'll explore that profound weight of destiny, the intricate dance of political maneuvering.
And the real cost, right? The cost of wielding influence in a world just brimming with magic.
Where magic is both a gift and often a curse. This isn't just about what happens. It's about why it matters, what it tells us about ambition, love, maybe even self-acceptance.
So if you've ever felt like an outsider just trying to make your mark, or maybe wondered if real connection can conquer everything, like even a centuries-old curse, then, well, you're in for a real treat of insights into this world.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning, or close to it, with a revelation that just fundamentally shapes a character's life. This birth prophecy.
Cardan's prophecy.
Exactly, Prince Cardan of Elfhame. The royal astrologer, Bavin, delivers this chilling declaration right at his birth. He will be the destruction of the crown and the ruination of the throne.
Wow.
And then the kicker. Only out of his spilled blood can a great ruler rise. I mean, can you imagine a more devastating start?
It's hard to. It's not just predicting something. It's like, it's commentary on how just labeling someone early on can almost predetermine who they become.
Yeah, and the conflict too. High King Eldred, his father, immediately sees him as a harbinger of ill luck, avoids him completely.
That's such a crucial point. It almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy simply because of the expectations it sets up, right?
Totally.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it really makes you ask, how does a pronouncement like that, given at birth, shape someone's life? And how everyone else sees them.
And treats them.
Exactly. Lady Asha, Cardan's mother, well, she found herself more popular with the court than the king after that.
Right.
And her own, whimsy and frivolity. It meant she pretty much neglected him. I mean, the text mentions letting a cat wet nurse him.
Which is just wild.
It's wild, all while telling him, everything is yours, you have only to take it. So you get this really unique, almost cruel upbringing.
Yeah.
It fosters this particular temperament. He's complex, used to indulgence, carelessness maybe, but always, always overshadowed by this dark prophecy.
And it marks him as different from the start. We learn fairy children supposedly need little in the way of love. They might sleep in a cold corner of a ballroom, curled up in a tablecloth, apparently just as happy, lapping up dew.
It's such a stark contrast.
Isn't it? No need for comfort, they seldom weep. It really highlights this huge philosophical gap between mortals and fae about emotional needs.
It really does.
It makes you wonder how much of Cardan's initial cruelty was it a product of that prophecy's influence? Or was there something inherent there that the prophecy just sort of amplified?
That's the question, isn't it? Nature versus nurture, fairy style.
Exactly. Okay, so from the High King's, let's say, gilded but neglectful cage, let's shift focus, to Jude Duarte's massive reversal of fortune.
Ah, Jude's exile.
Yeah, her exile to the mortal world. It's not just moving house, it's this deep psychological hit, losing everything. She was the powerful seneschal, right? Basically, the High King's chief strategist, his right hand. Now she describes herself as stuck in the mortal world for good.
And she feels it.
Oh, totally. She misses fairyland with this raw intensity. Longs for the magic, maybe even, she admits, being afraid.
Which is telling.
Very. Stripped of her fairy power, facing actual rent money problems, $1,200 a month, she feels like she's just dreaming away her days, restless, taking these dangerous, odd jobs for fairies like Briarn, the goat-headed one.
And this really highlights that acute psychological impact fairy has on a hoarder like Jude, especially the loss of power, the loss of purpose.
Yeah.
She feels completely vulnerable. It's such a sharp contrast to her old life. But she has this unique advantage, as Brian points out.
What's that?
She's a mortal who knows their ways. And crucially, she's unaffected by glamour, the Fae's illusion magic.
Ah, right. That's huge.
It is. It makes her invaluable for tasks the folk wouldn't expect a mortal to do. She can get close, pickpocket, maybe even, as Brian suggests, stick a knife in their side.
Ouch.
It shows how her seeming weakness, her mortality, can actually become a real asset if she's smart about it.
And she usually is. Which leads her to this really dangerous assignment.
Yeah.
Stopping Grimamog, a redcap.
Redcaps, master business.
Right. For anyone who doesn't remember, they're these brutal fae known for craving violence and blood and murder.
Yeah.
They dip their caps in the blood of enemies for vitality.
That's the key detail, the cap.
Exactly. Jude knows she can't win a straight fight, a duel. So she goes for this bold trick, threatening to burn Grimamog's blood-lacquered cap with fire.
Smart. Hits her where it hurts.
Totally. She tells her, I know you've spent long, long years building the patina of this cap. Without it, there will be no reminder of your past conquests, no trophies, nothing. That is some serious leverage.
It really is.
So, less swordplay, more mind games. Which is classic Jude, right? Always finding that unexpected angle.
And it's a really pivotal insight into how Jude's leadership is evolving. She's moving beyond just brute force. It shows that real power in Faerie isn't only physical strength. It's also about shrewdly understanding your opponent's psychology, their cultural attachments, their weaknesses.
Knowing what they value most.
Precisely. That strategic thinking, using knowledge over raw power, that's a key takeaway here. Understanding those deep attachments can outweigh brute force, especially when it's something as symbolic as a redcap's cap.
And it works. But during this tense negotiation, Grimamog drops a huge bombshell.
The plot thickens.
Right. She says, the Court of Teeth have thrown in their lot with the old Grand General, your father, and a whole host of other traitors.
And the Court of Teeth, Lady Nora's court.
And the target, Cardan. The High King is to be dethroned before the next full moon. Suddenly, Jude's personal exile crashes right into this massive political crisis back in Faerie.
So she's pulled back in whether she likes it or not.
Exactly. And just when her exile feels like rock bottom, things get even messier.
How so?
Her twin sister, Taryn, shows up in the mortal world with a shocker. She's murdered Locke, her husband, and she's pregnant.
Wow. Okay. That's a
lot.
A lot. And she needs Jude's help. Desperately. She needs Jude to impersonate her back in Faerie for Locke's inquest.
Impersonate her, but Jude's exiled. If she's caught.
Execution, yeah. It's a massive, massive risk. It really throws those complex, often kind of toxic family bonds into sharp relief, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It creates this incredibly intricate web. Personal danger, political intrigue. Jude's forced into a spot where her own safety has to come second to her sister's plea. And Taryn's confession about Locke is so telling. She says, his love didn't protect me from his unkindness, and that all the story had gone out of me.
That line is heartbreaking.
It really is. It gives you this poignant glimpse into the emotional toll of love and marriage in Faerie, even for mortals. How easily that Fae romance can just turn destructive.
Yeah.
Jude, though, she's driven by this complex mix. There's wounded pride, sure, but also this undeniable pull to see Cardan again, despite professing to hate him, to fear him.
She even admits it, doesn't she? I am not a very forgiving person these days. Right. It reveals this core part of her character. Makes her formidable, but also kind of vulnerable in a way.
So she agrees. And while impersonating Taryn, she winds up in Madoc's war camp, her own father's camp.
Talk about awkward family reunion.
Seriously. And there she learns about Grimson the Smith, the legendary creator of the Blood Crown. He's now forging a powerful new sword for Madoc.
Not just any sword.
No. A weapon supposedly powerful enough to crack the firmament of the Isles, which sounds bad.
Very bad. Island-shattering bad.
And she learned something chilling about Grimson's creations, like those sun and moon earrings he made for Taryn. They're never just gifts.
Ah, the curses.
Exactly. They carry dark enchantments designed to punish disrespect or disloyalty. Grimson himself confirms the Blood Crown was cursed to protect it for all time.
Makes you really wary of accepting gifts in Faerie, doesn't it?
Seriously. I'd stick to, I don't know, a nice fruit basket too. Maybe, if it wasn't poisoned. Probably safer. But it underscores this fundamental rule of Faerie magic. Power, creation, is rarely neutral.
Every artifact, every gift seems to carry a hidden cost, a vulnerability often tied straight to the maker's ego or intentions.
Like a built-in insurance policy for them.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a critical insight into the dangers and deceptive appearances of power in Elfhame. It suggests, that lots of seemingly good or powerful things might have a curse just waiting.
Waiting for the right moment.
Exactly, waiting to turn an advantage into a trap.
And the tension just ramps up massively when Cardan and the Roach show up in Maddox's camp, trying to rescue Jude.
Risky move for the High King.
Incredibly. And in the chaos that follows, the Roach gets poisoned with Death Sweet, this really potent fairy toxin.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then another betrayal hits. Jude finds out the ghost, another spy she trusted implicitly.
Not the ghost.
Yep. He's been working for Locke all along.
Why?
The ghost admits he gave Locke his true name, and Locke used that control to order him to assassinate Cardan.
True names. The ultimate vulnerability in Faerie.
Exactly. It's just a brutal reminder that trust in Faerie is like shifting sand. It's dangerous, and even the most loyal can be turned.
A hard lesson for Jude, again.
And now, the prophecy. It starts to unfold dramatically.
The crown.
Cardan's blood crown shatters, literally described as a cracked piece of slag. And in that instant, he transforms
Into the serpent.
into this massive black serpent, fulfilling that first part of Bafin's prophecy.
Yeah.
The destruction of the crown and the ruination of the throne.
And then the land reacts, right?
Immediately. As he transforms, the earth cracks, crumbles beneath him, like something essential is being torn out of it. It's this terrifying, instant visual of that deep connection between the High King and the land itself.
Exactly. It demonstrates it so clearly. In Faerie, the king's well-being and the land's health are just intrinsically linked.
One suffers, the other suffers.
Right. A curse on the king is a curse on the land. And we've seen hints before, haven't we? Jude healing her own wound in the snow.
Oh, yeah. By drawing power from the land, making flowers bloom through ice.
Yeah. That foreshadows her deeper connection. It suggests her mortality, instead of being a weakness, might actually be the source of unexpected strength in Faerie, especially as its true queen.
Interesting. Like, she resonates differently with the land.
Possibly. It implies true power isn't just bloodlines. Maybe it's about that deeper resonance.
Okay, so Cardan is now a terrifying giant serpent. The land is cracking. What does Jude do?
Panic.
Nope. She immediately asserts her authority. It's actually an incredible display of leadership under extreme pressure.
What does she do?
Declares herself Queen of Elfhame. And then, in this really pragmatic, almost ruthless move, she appoints Grimamog, the Red Cap, who tried to kill her, as her new Grand General.
Grimamog. Seriously.
Seriously, when Grimamog points out, I tried to kill you, Jude just deadpans, you've described pretty much every important relationship in my life.
Wow. Okay, that's bleakly practical.
Isn't it? And her sisters, Vivi and Taryn, they rally around her, help prepare a new throne room, get her queenly attire. It's just this moment of rapid, decisive action born out of pure necessity.
It's a pivotal moment for her, for sure. It shows her acting decisively, strategically building this new, maybe unconventional alliance.
Yeah, very unconventional.
Her pragmatism, that blunt honesty with Grimamog, it highlights how much she's grown in understanding power dynamics beyond just, traditional fairy court politics.
She's playing a different game now.
Exactly. And it shows real growth in her leadership, trusting someone who tested her, but who also has the skills she needs now. She's not just reacting anymore. She's actively trying to shape Elfhame's future with these bold, calculated moves.
But the offers of control start coming in, don't they?
Ah, yes, the easy way out. Or seemingly easy.
Madoc and the Court of Teeth show up. They offer Jude this golden bridle, claim it can control the Serpent King.
Control Cardan.
Yeah. But there's a price. Oak, her younger brother, has to marry Queen Surin, the daughter of Lord Gerald and Lady Nor, the one who is bridled herself.
Oh, it's dark. Using one bridled queen to secure another bridling.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
And Jude admits she's tempted by the image of Cardan, bridled, as her symbol of power and a reminder of my love. It's twisted, but you can see the appeal, kind of.
The allure of control.
But then Mother Marrow reveals the catch, a crucial detail.
There's always a catch in Faerie.
Always. Tying her own hair to the bridle would bind her too. And the command word. It's Grimson's name, the smith who made it.
Of course. It's a classic Fae trap, a promise of power that ultimately enslaves the person who wields it.
Right back to Grimson's curses.
Exactly. It's a profound test of Jude's character, and a critical insight into how seductive power can be. That bridle is a shortcut to control.
But at what cost?
At the cost of Cardan's autonomy, and ultimately her own too. It reinforces that earlier lesson. Grimson's power always comes with a hidden, nasty price.
So she has to choose.
It forces her to confront that fundamental difference. Does she want control through dominance, or power born from something deeper, something more vulnerable? Does she want a king to rule beside, or a symbol to control?
Which brings us to the climax, the final confrontation. Jude faces Medoc's army. She has the bridle, she has the choice.
And despite that immense temptation,
She chooses another path. She confronts the serpent, Cardan, not to bridle him, not to dominate him,
but to
slay the beast with Heartsworn, that powerful sword.
slay.
She acknowledges how terrible it is, but says, if I love him, there's only one choice. It feels like this act of profound sacrifice.
Sacrificing the thing she loves to save the person.
Maybe, or fulfilling the prophecy. It shows her understanding that true leadership sometimes requires, well, not just strength, but this unwavering commitment, even if it costs everything personally.
And that is the ultimate fulfillment of Bafin's prophecy, isn't it? Only out of his spilled blood can a great ruler rise. By slaying the serpent, she allows Cardan's blood to spill, which breaks the curse, restores him to his human form.
So the slaying wasn't killing him, it was releasing him.
Exactly. But it's not just the act of blood spilling, it's the motivation, it's sacrifice. Born from love, not a desire for control, that's what validates his rule and hers.
Her agency, her choice to make that sacrifice.
That's what truly makes her the great ruler, rising from his spilled blood. It confirms him as High King, restored and reborn, and it forever intertwines their fates.
And Cardan emerges, naked, covered in blood, from the serpent's shed skin.
Quite the entrance.
And the folk of Elfham, they immediately bow, they acknowledge him as their restored king.
And the villains? Madoc, the Court of Teeth.
The resolution feels pretty poetic. Madoc is chained, exiled to the mortal world, forbidden to ever touch a weapon again.
Ouch. For the Grand General, that's, yeah.
Right. The Court of Teeth is abolished, land seized. Lady Nor is forced to swear fealty to Queen Surin.
The very queen she tormented.
Exactly. And we get this detail about Surin, who she now has filed. Bloodstained teeth. A permanent mark of the trauma, maybe, but also her transformation.
Wow. That's chilling. It suggests the lasting, sometimes brutal impact of power on people.
Definitely. And then there's Cardan. He heals the cracked earth.
The king healing the land.
Spreads his hands, the earth heals. Then he twists his fingers. And the throne grows anew, but divided. 2 thrones.
One for him.
And one for Jude. It's incredibly symbolic, isn't it?
It really is. It signals this new era. Shared rule, shared power, a partnership where the king and queen are linked to the land and to each other.
A kingdom transformed, really, born from all that chaos and sacrifice.
Absolutely.
And finally, Jude and Cardan are crowned together, High King and High Queen. Little Oak places the crowns on their heads.
A proper coronation, finally.
And in a quiet moment, Cardan actually confesses his love. Admits he only knows how to be cruel or to laugh when I'm discomposed, which explains a lot.
A vulnerable moment for him.
Yeah. And Jude, she reveals her own journey, from fear and hate to love. She notes she liked him when he was funny and clever, and crucially, that he saved me from the undersea when it would have been much more convenient to just leave me to rot.
Acknowledging that connection, that shift.
Exactly. Their love story isn't some simple fairy tale. It's really a testament to growth, understanding.
Yeah.
Choosing each other despite everything, or maybe because of everything.
It shows that even really damaged people, shaped by terrible circumstances,
can find some kind of healing.
Yeah.
Some genuine connection.
Yeah, something like that.
So wrapping this all up, what does it all mean for us thinking about this story? In a world where prophecies can literally curse a king, and where love gets tangled up with fear and hate, the Queen of Nothing really asks us, doesn't it? How much of our destiny is written? And how much do we forge ourselves through our choices?
Even the choices that demand huge sacrifice. Power, pride.
Yeah, what's predetermined? What's chosen?
And that raises, I think, an important question for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. When power and vulnerability are so deeply intertwined like they are here, and even our deepest feelings can seem like a weakness, what does it actually take to embrace your own strength? To define your own identity, authentically rule your own life, instead of being ruled by what others expect or by fear? What's the cost and what's the reward, really, of forging your own path like Jude did?